So, hi everybody, my name is Minos and welcome to my garage. I've decided to do something absolutely outrageous, and that's to build my own aeroplane. Here we are at a stage where we've got a usable workshop and the kit is actually here. Why? Why have I decided to do this? Since I was a kid, I've just been obsessed with all things aerospace. Anything that moves or flies or is loud or dangerous. So as a kid, I always played with RC planes, and the thought of building a full-size plane was every kid's sort of dream, really, I think. There's a couple of kit plane manufacturers out there. I've decided to go with Van's aircraft. They are by far the most popular and huge network of people, you know, builders and owners and so on. And the company's fantastic. Now, Vans make a number of different models, some of which are single-seaters, some of which are two-seaters. I decided that if I'm going to spend the next 5 to 10 years, it might as well have 4 seats. And so the dream is, you know, have a plane that you can put, you know, go somewhere with the wife and the kids and the dog, you know, and a tent in the back maybe, or, you know. Now, at some point, I want to say maybe 2 years ago, I decided, right, well, let's get a practice kit. For instance, this is a small section of aileron. I knew there'd be a chance I'd get hooked just by the nature of what it is. But then in doing it, I spent 3 days in my friend's garage. I was hooked. Like, I absolutely loved it. The time we spent putting this simple little thing together, I absolutely loved it. How are aeroplanes built? I mean, the most traditional way that planes are built is by joining sheets of aluminium together. So they can be shaped, but you join them together with something called rivets. 2 sheets of metal overlapping, holes in both, and you pass a rivet through both. You squeeze the rivet, and therefore it kind of creates, there's a mushroom head on one end, and then you're creating a second on the other side, and therefore those 2 sheets are physically locked to each other forever. But when you squeeze a rivet, it has to be to a certain spec. There's got to be X amount of meat on the other side. In terms of after you've squished it, it squeezes out slightly. I don't know why my camera keeps doing that, by the way. Now, why am I bloody videoing myself? All of the videos I've seen online, they're all people from the US. So why do they get to have all the fun? You know? I think I couldn't find anyone else from the UK that was daft enough to video themselves and put on YouTube. Primarily I'm videoing myself to, you know, connect with people. You know, I'm sure there's a lot of other like-minded people. And also, if you guys spot something that you don't like in my work, please tell me. But that's it. This video is meant to just be a quick introduction to me and what the hell I'm doing here. Before I go, just an important point. This whole process is regulated in every way, you know. So, for example, without going, I'll try not to get too boring. So, before I could lift a finger, you have to register yourself. And when you're ready, you go out and you find yourself an inspector. So they've got to come here and they've literally got to vet you as an individual. Are you, you know, what sort of person are you basically, you know? What sort of standard are you going to build it to? Are you engineering minded, you know? Are you aware of what sort of standard is expected of you? And also vetting your workshop. So is this workshop adequate? Are you trying to build this thing in your living room, you know? And there's some people who are doing this in their living room. Wife is watching TV, bless him, and he's on a bench to the side, you know, riveting metal together, and there's airplane parts all over the wall. But is the workshop adequate? And then throughout the build process, the inspector has to come to check your work and sign it off. Ultimately, there's a huge folder from them. Each key milestone needs a signature. Once the plane is then built, there's a test flying regime, all sorts of stuff to do. So this thing is fully legit. There's nothing left to do really but to get on with it. I'm at a stage now where I'm comfortable enough, played around enough with these practice kits, and I've got enough tooling that we can crack on with the real plane. So yeah, stay tuned, and hey, we might actually see something that resembles an aeroplane at some point.